Welcome to TransMissions, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers. On this episode, there's more info on Takara's missing link Convoy. Dr. Wu has a new third-party take on G1 Triple Changer Sandstorm, and the anime girl Bishoujo Starscream is up for pre-order with a new face. Today is Wednesday, September 6th, 2023, and this is episode 554 of TransMissions.
Welcome to TransMissions, the podcast that's never too old for fast food kids meals, as long as there's a toy included. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmission team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
And Scott, the illustrious Dr. Pants.
Nice.
Hello, everyone. Let's talk Transformers. Foamed out in my hand a little. Now it's sticky. I should never do this without practicing.
You're not an
Daryl
expert like
so
Daryl.
easy.
Karma's a bitch.
Yeah.
That's true.
You probably made a bad choice using root beer. That foams up a little bit differently.
That's all I have.
All right. Well, as always, we start off the show by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to help us out and support the show. We really appreciate it. And we welcome 2 new Donatreons that signed up just last week. So we welcome Alex, who is a new Minibot Patreon that joined for the whole year up front. Thank you, Alex. And return of Quattro, one of our longtime Donatreons who came back into the fold. Quattro, thank you for coming back. And we hung out with him at TFCon Toronto this year. So it was great to see him up there, and good to have you back. Thank you. And of course, we had some big news last week. So, well, before I get into that, I do again want to thank all the Donatrons for supporting us. If you'd like to become a Donatron, you can go to transmissionspodcast.com/support. That's where you can sign up and get all the perks that come with it. And we'll talk about those perks in just a minute. But I did want to mention the big news we had last week, our exclusive Transformers #1 cover by artist EJ Sue, the only returning IDW artist who is doing a commission cover for Skybound. So I think that's exciting. So pre-orders should be live by the time you see this go up. Pre-orders should be live on our website. So you can go to transmissionspodcast.com/comic, and that's where you can get your copy. They will be shipping out as soon as Skybound sends them to us. So hopefully we can get them to you.
Assuming that is October 4th.
Yes.
No one is going to get them before October 4th.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Yes, but we will try to get them to you as close to October 4th as possible. But yeah, so $50.
We are not professionals, so give us some grace.
Yes. $15 plus shipping and handling, so you can get them directly on our website. And we are excited to do this. This is the second time we've done an exclusive comic. I think we're still the only podcast that's crazy/stupid enough to do this, but I think it's pretty cool. We're not a comic shop. We're not a comic retailer. And we're the only one who can say we've got an exclusive comic commissioned by us, by this podcast. So I think that's cool.
That's really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So everyone, you can check that out. We are also going to have EJ Sue on the podcast in a couple of weeks. We've already set that up with him. So of course we will be talking about his time at IDW and all the work he's done on Transformers. It's pretty exciting, I think, because we haven't ever talked to him before. So it'll be cool to see his perspective on all the work he did for Transformers and what he's doing right now. So,
and I was just reminded over the weekend that he's going to be at TFCon LA. I think he's been announced for TFCon LA. So get the comic, get him to sign it.
Oh, very cool. All right. So yeah, that'll be in March of next year. So look forward to that. All right. So, of course, all our donatrons are getting a one of these comics for free. All the ones who have already been signed up. Future donatrons will have it'll be folded into the reward structure for the future. So stay tuned for that. No announcements for that yet, but all the current donatrons are getting one. So that's just another perk of being a donatron. Congratulations to all the folks who stuck with us.
That's a big thanks for all the history of support.
Yeah. Of course, that is on top of all the other benefits you get as a Transmissions donatron, which includes bonus shows like the awesome We Like Big Bots show done by Dr. Pants and Daryl down there. You guys are getting back into the studio very soon. As soon as Daryl gets back off of his massive road trip.
I'm lost at sea. He's lost on the road. Like
from what I hear, he got to enjoy some SEC football over the weekend and hated it.
Okay.
It's not hockey. So it's not violent enough.
But yeah, so you can check out all the big bots that Daryl and Dr. Pants. We've got 10 episodes up on our Patreon page right now. More are on the way. So after a very long hiatus, we've got some more coming. Also, we've got a bonus episode of our Transformers Live Play RPG podcast, Empire of Rust. This is episode 109. How did it get so late so soon? And this is the season 2 finale episode. So this is the bonus version. This is available right now for all our donatrons. And then the regular fully edited version will be out next week for everyone at transmissionspodcast.com/rust. So we've had the big battle with Starscream, and this is wrapping that up to see what happens and how the season concludes. And then we'll talk a little bit about what's coming next after season 2 wraps up. So we'll have some more information about that coming very soon.
Good.
And lastly, we've got the new code for our Toyhax 15% off code. This is for the month of September. So the code changes every month. So as I mentioned, last week we've got a new code for September. So it's TFMPOD09. So that's TFMPOD09. So
we'll pod 09.
Yes. 09, not 09. 09. TFM Pod 09. So check that out. Get your 15% off at Toyhax. Again, that helps out the podcast. That helps us out, helps you out with a discount, and helps out Toyhax with additional sales. So it's a win-win-win. So TFM Pod 09. All right, so that's all the intro. So let's jump into our toy talk with quick hits.
All right. Starting off quick hits, we have some more updates on the Convoy missing link, the masterpiece, but G1 Optimus Prime we're getting. It turns out we're getting an old school tech spec decoder with it, which is very, very cool. There's also going to be different license plate stickers depending on which version you get. So the C01, which is the toy version with the trailer, will come with 2 license plate stickers to match the packaging art. And C02, the anime version, which is just the cab, will include a yellow stripe like he had in the cartoon. So that'll add to some cartoon accuracy there. We also then have some updates on some of the accessories, thanks to some promotional images that showed up in Figure King magazine number 307. We get some images here of course, with the trailer, without the trailer, some different poses, the transformation, things like that, and some articulation that the figure will have. And it's really, really cool to see all this. I am very, very excited for this figure overall. And then lastly, we have some updates on the differences in the accessories between the C01 and C02 versions. So with the C02, the anime version, the laser rifle will not just be straight black like the original toy. It will have some gray in there to match the cartoon colors. The energy axe for C01, the toy version with the trailer, will be shiny orange clear plastic, while C02 will be made of a clear, soft orange plastic to kind of give it more of an effect of the cartoon. And then the matrix of leadership in C01 is gold chromed, while the matrix in C02 is fully painted like it was seen in the G1 series. So those are the updates we have on Missing Link. It's really cool to see that it's not just a trailerless version and a trailered version. They're actually like doing a straight up toy and anime version. And like Jeremy, last time I was on, you convinced me to get the one with the trailer, so I'm getting the one with the trailer.
Yeah, I hate it that they're putting things I want in both sets.
Yeah.
So like I want the animated Matrix, but I like
I
like the straight black gun and the license plate stickers.
Yeah, and the trailer.
Yeah.
It's I don't have a Prime with the trailer, so I need it.
I don't understand why there's a difference. Like there was never a toy Matrix, so why is there like it like? And even I mean, I guess it's like the comic book Matrix, kind of, but not really. So
I mean, the comic book Matrix was just the ball, right?
Well, no, it had a holder too, but it was like it was the shape of it was all like I think it was all one color just because the coloring process in comics, but it was definitely a different shape. Like it did not look like the animated Matrix version. But
I'm wondering if this is based on the first Matrix toy we got, which I think was in Beast Wars Neo. Big Convoy came with a Matrix. And I think it was the first toy to come with one, and it was all gold with the blue gem in the center.
That might be it.
I mean, it wasn't shaped exactly like this, but it was all gold. So I'm just wondering if that's the call out they're doing, because I don't know why they would do it gold either, other than it would make more sense for an 80s toy to like have a piece like that rather than fully painted like the one on the right. But I don't know.
Whatever.
But it's still it is just still a very exciting looking toy. It's not just going to be a slightly improved G1 figure. They're adding some significant things here.
This is one of the first times in a while I'm really excited to get a toy and play with it rather than be like, oh, this is going to look really cool in my collection. It's like, I want to play. I want to play with Optimus Prime. Yeah.
Make them do that scene they haven't posed in flying around.
Yeah, I want to take a whole bunch of pictures of this guy. Like, look at that. It's just, you can even do a crotch thrust. Like, man, oh man.
Like any proper toy should.
Every toy should be able to Duff Man. That's a rule. They have to Duff Man and they have to Iron Man. Anyway, that's all I got.
Okay, next up, we've got the MDLX from Threezero, the MDLX line. These are deluxe, Transformer figurines, not non-transforming. These are licensed, but non-transforming figures. And this is Rodimus. I guess Rodimus Prime, or is it supposed to be more than meets the eye Rodimus?
It's Rodimus Prime.
Okay. And it's a very stylized, detailed Rodimus Prime. He's got 46 points of articulation. He's got some die cast bits, 8 sets of hands, dual blasters that combined, an extra hand for Optimus Prime, so you can recreate the classic handshake image. So, wow, that's a lot of stuff. This
awesome.
this gallery shows it off. Really shows off everything you can do with this figure. Shows them also posing with other figures, the Optimus Prime, the Bumblebee. just a really, really cool looking Rodimus Prime. And so, if you are a fan of Rodimus Prime, this might be something you want to take a look at. Supposed to ship in third quarter 2023, which is pretty much now. So hopefully should be going out soon.
I like the more aggressive handshake pictures. Like it goes from this where they're just kind of standing there shaking, and then Rodimus is leaning in.
Rodimus
like,
move.
Who's gonna let go first?
It's Rodimus leaning in and be like, "You're never getting the Matrix back, buddy."
Prime's like, what did you do to my hand?
The photographer had fun with these.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of non-transforming Transformers, but I gotta say, I like the style of the MDLX line, and they're not too expensive for like high-end just action figures. Like the Rodimus one, which is obviously pretty big if you look at it next to Bumblebee, it's $80.
Mm-hmm.
That's not terrible for something like that, especially if it's got diecast in it.
Yeah.
I mean, you usually think of the Threezero figures and you're thinking of their bigger statues that are, $300-$400 sometimes. I mean, those are statues, not figures.
Yeah.
I very rarely remember they have this line that's a lot more affordable. All right. Well, next up we have from Mark Mayer on Instagram, Hasbro designer. This generation selects Voyager Antagony, and he has her pictured in Starscream's. No, this is Starscream's throne from the recent set a few years ago. But it's basically a repainted Inferno from Beast Wars. But he says in his post that he had planned for the alt head to be Scavenger back when they were originally working on the Inferno figure. And here, like, Antagony has the Inferno head just painted purple, but you can utilize the Scavenger head on the Inferno mold. And I think he has some pictures here of it where, or maybe it's not, but there it is. Is that it? So he said that he's trying to give people different options, so the alternate heads don't just kind of end up. He said in the abyss, but I think on a previous Hasbro call they had described finding a drawer full of alternate heads that have never been used. And
we're not seeing, if you're changing the pictures, we're not seeing them on the screen.
Oh, because I'm not changing the pictures in the right browser. Sorry. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So here, so these are the two different Inferno heads. And then I think that is the Scavenger head on the Inferno.
Yep.
Just he wanted to give people options, and I think just the posability and the face, the head that they did, just the Inferno head, it just looks very good on this painted in purple. Go back to one of these early ones that, like, just some of these pictures, it just seems very posable, very emotive. So, I'm not too familiar with the Antagony character, but I think they did a good job on this, and hopefully the fans of the character will be happy with what they get.
Yeah, she was another BotCon exclusive, that featured in like in the late 90s, early 2000s, like when Simon Furman wrote that like expanded Beast Wars universe BotCon story.
Okay.
So it's a pretty obscure pull, I think.
Yeah, but they seem to be pulling from all these old BotCon figures and bringing them into the mainstream, and I really like that they're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy because BotCon figures were typically just repaints, and what better way to keep reusing a mold? Because in all honesty, the Inferno mold, what would you paint that into otherwise. It never had like a
Right.
it never had a mold made or anything, so it only makes sense. All right, next up we have Dr. Wu with a legend scale G1 Sandstorm. So this is going to be 10 centimeters tall. So that is, I want to say about 4 inches, 3-4 inches.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
But this is classic G1 Sandstorm doing the kind of like round helicopter mode, the cool dune buggy mode, and then like the robot mode. Spot on G1 Sandstorm, coming with alternate heads, one with the mouth and then one with the toy faceplate. And not only are they doing that, but they're doing multiple color versions because, well, that's what happens here. That's what happens. So we've got Comics Leopard, which is the comic deco, and it's going to include the gun, the toy, and the cartoon heads. Mirror Leopard, which is shattered glass deco, includes the gun, toy, and cartoon heads. And then Giant Python, which is a white and blue deco, inspired by an old and popular knockoff in China. And that's just insane that they would do a version of that from a knockoff.
They're based in China and they know their audience.
It's true. And you know what? I mean, I'm not going to lie. It does have a very knockoff vibe with that color scheme, but that color scheme's really cool too.
Yeah.
So, I
would have named it Ice Leopard.
Oh, that's a good idea.
If sand, a mirror, and the color scheme is just cool.
The color
Snow
scheme
Leopard.
is really, really cool. Yes, Snow Leopard.
But how do they know? Like every character doesn't have a shattered glass color scheme. Do they just invert the colors on the color wheel to make a shattered glass color scheme?
That would be my guess.
Yeah, add a lot more purples and blues.
Yeah, I mean, oh god, I love the snake emblem on the front of the helicopter too.
On the
shattered. Yeah, well, the shattered glass version, Mirror Leopard.
Oh,
you see that? That's really cool.
That's reminiscent of the Python Patrol with G.I. Joe.
Oh, okay. So,
I mean, it's probably not exact, but that's just where my mind went.
Yeah, but I'm really sad we don't have a modern Sandstorm that is like more G1-esque, because I think the last one we got is Thrilling 30s.
Yeah,
and it's just Springer. It's just Springer as a VTOL instead of a helicopter. There's like one third-party masterpiece Sandstorm, so like I want more Sandstorm. I don't know if I'll go for a Legends one or not. I think this looks really cool. Dr. Wu does good stuff. And you got choices. It's amazing how many choices they got out of this, but that looks really cool.
Cool. Sandstorm was the only triple changer I had as a kid, so that it holds a little space in my heart. Because because he didn't get a lot of love in the comics. I mean, he did get some love in the UK comic, and he didn't get a lot of love. He got like 2 episodes in the cartoon, so it was not a prominent guy, but he was my guy.
And you know what? And I feel you, because there were so many toys I had too that never saw in like media. Like, I mean, personally, I had the Seacons and I never saw them in anything, but they're my guys. So I get you. But I mean, I love the triple changers in general. And I think Sandstorm was always really cool looking. I would love to see more of him.
Yeah.
I would love to see a modern Sandstorm.
I'm sure he'll be around at some point. They seem like Hasbro's been mining everything, over the years.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Okay. Next up, we've got some new kids meal toys. So I can't, it's not Happy Meal because it's not at McDonald's, but this is at the Sonic drive-in shop. I mean, there's a Sonic near me in Pittsburgh. I don't know if you guys have Sonic near where you are.
30-minute drive.
Okay. It's about that for me too.
I do not. I used to about an hour away, but that one has since closed down. So I do not have a Sonic.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, it's fast food. It's a little bit, the selection's a little bit bigger than McDonald's, I guess. But you drive in, you can they bring it out to your car like a like the 50s. No one's wearing roller skates, but it's like, kind of trying to evoke that 50s diner feel.
Mine there were a couple of people who would come out on roller skates.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think if
Yeah.
if the employees want to, they won't stop them. But
Okay. Just hopefully they have good insurance, liability there. But yeah, so their latest kids meal promotion for Sonic is EarthSpark toys. So you can get an Optimus Prime, an Elita One, a Megatron, Bumblebee, and Twitch. So just Twitch. Twitch is the only Terran. And each of these figures transforms, and Twitch is even in drone mode. She's not in robot mode, so you can't even see her face. But each of these figures is actually a spoon, so they do transform into a spoon that you can use for scooping ice cream, I guess.
yeah,
but yeah, I mean, as always, kids meal toys are pretty crappy, but it's nice to see Transformers getting represented there. So if you're in the mood for Sonic and and you want to get a kids meal, you can get one of these.
this week I probably am gonna have to be up near the area where our Sonic is. Usually, when I am, I will go because I can't ever get Sonic. So I will see if they have these. You always
Cool.
need another spoon. You never know.
And let's also remember that at one point, kids meal toys did used to be cool. Like they used to do like small little Transformers and Happy Meal toys.
Well,
So,
those official Transformers never transformed, like the ones from the 80s. It was like the Bumblebee that was just plastic and didn't move. But I do have the McChangeables up here, like right up there.
And they did Beast Wars ones in the 90s. Because there was a manta ray, there was a spider. It might have been tarantulas, or maybe it was a scarab beetle. I don't remember, and a panther, like for Beast Wars, and then they did Transmetal ones. I remember, so there were legitimate transforming ones. They did not transform much because they were Happy Meal toys, but they transformed. They weren't spoons. This is like cereal box crap. Like this is the kind of thing you used to get in cereal boxes in the 90s. Sorry, I'm going full old man yells at cloud here.
Yeah.
But like
DJ Run has a good comment here in the chat saying missed opportunity for not using a seeker so you can be like, here comes the plane.
I mean, Twitch is close at least.
Yeah.
But Twitch's spoon is in the back, and that's weird. But I guess it evokes her like tail thing. I don't know. This makes me sad.
It's okay. You don't have to buy them, Dr. Pants. It's okay. Just
I'm not
ignore
gonna.
it.
I'm just saying. It just makes me miss the 90s.
Which is further away from today than you think it is.
Oh no, I know how far away it is.
The 90s are now the 50s.
Yeah, my students remind me of that a lot.
Mm.
All right. Well, maybe this will make you a little bit happier. I don't know. I don't know how to transition there. So, anyway.
No, you're right. You're right. This does make me happier. Keep going.
We have new stock images of the Transformers Bishoujo Starscream that kind of give you a better look. And it reveals a new extra face for it. That face is a crying face, and it is meant to be a fun option for displaying next to their Megatron. So I'm going to see if I can find that. I guess that's the crying face there. Not really. Oh, maybe. But also, pre-orders are now live. It's going to be scheduled for release in April 2024 in Japan and July 2024 for U.S. retailers. So you can pre-order it at all the normal places. I think if you want the Japan, like the April date, do like Amazon Japan. But I think this is probably the last time we're going to talk about this for a while, and I don't know, I feel like they've done a really good job, especially seeing next to the Megatron. It's one of those weird oddities in Transformers, and I think it's it's cool. Not something I'd ever have, but I enjoy that it exists.
I was really thrilled at TFCon Toronto when two people showed up as the Optimus Prime and Megatron for the cosplay contest.
Yeah,
Because they also nailed it. But I love that her wings are the bag.
Yeah,
like it's a zipped up bag. It's so cool.
If we see a cosplayer that actually does that as a bag, they win. In my mind.
There will be a cosplayer who does it. I'm so certain of it. There is an artist I follow on Twitter and Instagram and everything, and I know she's a big fan of these statues. And I would not be surprised because she's a cosplayer too, if she didn't pull this off at some point.
Yeah, and she's 8.46 inches tall, which Daryl's not here to do the metric conversion, but the image here has an apple next to it. So just kind of guesstimating here, I think she's about as tall as a Smurf, 3 apples tall. So
wait, is that canon? Is that how big Smurfs are?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I haven't watched Smurfs in like 20 years, but I think so.
All right.
Now I'm Googling it. Yeah, 3 apples high.
Oh my God.
The things that stick in your brain.
I am impressed, Jeremy. I am so impressed. And I have learned something new that I will never, ever need in my life.
It's just one of those random things you could like throw out as extra points for students that'll never get.
The question is, will I remember that Smurfs are 3 apples high, or will I remember that Smurfs are the same size as the Starscream Bishoujo statue?
Yeah,
they're equally useless bits of information.
Yeah.
Conversion factors you don't need, but conversion factors that are still better than the US's system of measurements.
Well, it's just proof that Americans will do anything to not go to the metrics. You're like, this is like 3 football fields,
All right. On that note, that's wrapping up our toy talk for this week. So let's move on to trips to the store.
The Transmissions podcast will return after these messages.
All right. And of course, Trips to the Store is powered by our friends at TeePublic. So you can check out all our merchandise at our TeePublic shop. And we've changed our URLs around a little bit. So if you go to transmissionspodcast.com/shop, that takes you to a landing page where you can get to both the TeePublic and to our comics. So, we want to make sure everyone can find the Skybound comic we're selling here. But you can also go directly to our TeePublic store at transmissionspodcast.com/TeePublic. So you can check out all our merchandise at TeePublic there, shirts, mugs, all that good stuff. And take advantage of their 35% off sale when that's active. But of course, you can buy anything from TeePublic through our link, and that will help out the show. So you don't have to just buy Transmissions merchandise, buy any kind of fun merchandise you like. Just use that link, transmissionspodcast.com/TeePublic, and that will help us out. All right. So let's talk about the stuff we got this week. I unfortunately didn't come up with anything. So didn't pick up anything new. Didn't have anything to show off. But Dr. Pants is back, so he's going to pick up the slack for me. So Daryl doesn't complain. So I'm going to shift it over to Jeremy first. You can show off what you got.
All right. So a few weeks ago, I showed off, well, this has been a while now, the Humble Origins 2-pack with Senator Shockwave and Data Clerk Orion packs. Finally opened them. It takes me a while. So this was my first time actually doing messing with one of the Tetrajets. Because that's what Shockwave is based off of, and kind of like it. It's neat. And the colors on here look really good. It was a pretty intuitive transformation. So I like this guy. I noticed all the weapons came with the Orion packs and not him because apparently senators are not armed, but data clerks are. But anyway,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, he fights with his words. And
well, I mean, in IDW, Orion Pax was not a data clerk; he was a law enforcement guy.
Well, yeah.
So,
then this figure is supposed to invoke both of the histories of Orion Pax. So this is the Orion Pax figure. It was also a pretty fun transformation, although the legs are a little bit like I hate when the legs transform like that. It was just I don't know. You have to get it to peg into a very specific spot, and it's just not as fun. But other than that, the rest of the figure I thought was great. But I think the sword is from the Thrilling 30 Orion packs. I believe that's what they said they used.
Maybe
because it's like the top comes off.
Oh, probably then.
Yeah,
Maybe.
It was the one that came with the comic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Let me
the gun looks like it's from Siege Hound.
Yeah, I think it does. It has the back part comes off there.
Yeah.
And of course, like any Orion packs, he's got Charles's favorite thing, a face.
Orion Pax can have a mouth. Optimus Prime cannot have a mouth. Orion Pax can have a mouth.
Wasn't there specifically like a Spotlight Orion Pax issue where it showed him like picking up the mouth plate at the end?
Yeah, yes. I think that was the comic that came with the Thrilling 31.
Yeah.
But it's a good little figure. The paint on both of these is great. This transformation it wasn't nearly as fun as the Shockwave one, but stay tuned next week and I'll probably have the Megatron 2-pack because I'm slowly opening these things. But yeah, that's all I got this week.
I didn't realize Orion Pax was based off the Siege Hound mold. I don't know why I didn't know that, but it looks good though.
Yeah, they did a really good job. If I thought about it, I would have got my Siege Hound. They did a really good job on the car mode.
Yeah.
So
cool. Okay, Dr. Pants, it's up to you. Make us look good.
All right. So I'm going back through the past few months to show off things that I don't think I've shown off yet. We'll find out, or who knows? Maybe we've all forgotten. But I'm going to start off. This was actually one of the figures I was most looking forward to in Legacy Evolution. This is Metal Hawk. When they announced this, I immediately pre-ordered it because I expected this is not going to be a wide release thing. I mean, it's based off Super God Master Force. No one cares. And yet, my stores are filled to the brim with these. I can't not find them. So
he's shelf warming pretty hard these days.
Yeah. But I gotta say, like, based off the Cyclonus mold, that Cyclonus mold's really good. And this is this is really good too, as he flops back on me, but I gotta hold him by more than just one leg. But like, this is really, really well done. It's got all the posability of Cyclonus. It transforms into a different looking jet with a different profile. And I mean, it looks like G1 Metal Hawk. And I kind of love it. He's got the little sword and everything. So it's great. It's great. I love this figure. I did get more exclusively. I did find a Minerva.
Nice.
At some point, it got posted. I don't know if I saw it on Twitter or where, but somebody said that Walgreens had opened up pre-orders on her again. So I got in there immediately and snagged it because, well, if you're going to put out any of the Japanese Transformers figures, I'm going to snag them because they're not going to be around much. So snag that. And she's pretty great. I do like the mold, and I didn't want the Alita or Strong Arm mold. So I'm glad I got a chance to get it with this one. And then another, of course, I have a bunch of official figures today, but they're all Japanese because next is I also got Galaxy Shuttle from Victory from the Velocitron set. Because I've got Victory Saber. Why not have a Galaxy Shuttle to go with him?
Yeah.
And Death Saurus is showing up soon. So, and of course, this is just based off the Siege Astro Train mold, which I like as a mold. But what I love most is that head sculpt is sexy.
Yeah.
Did you guys get this figure? Did either of you get it?
No.
No. I mean, did either of you get the Siege Astro Train mold?
No.
No.
No. It's a fun figure, and honestly, the Galaxy Shuttle I think looks even better. I love that the legs have the Autobot symbol split because these are the front of the shuttle. Then, but it is a.
Does he still have a train mode?
Yeah, he does. Like there's a train in there.
I do have a Japanese version of Astro Train that's white, and I think that because shuttles were white, I think it does look a little bit better.
It does, and I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. Like when you look at this, you don't really see much of a train in here at all. So it's there's a suspension of disbelief. It's when you turn it around, you see the back of the wings, and there's the train wheels. But I will also give it this that I think they did more paint on the some of the train parts for him, and it evokes more of a train. Because he's also a black steam engine then with like hints of silver, so it looks cool. But anyway, I have a cat.
Got a cat.
To show off,
Yeah.
I have a cat. You want to say hi to the camera? Say hi. There we go. That's Aisha. She's always around and on the back of my chair because she can't leave me alone. But I also have Fans Hobby Double Dealer. They're double agent. And anybody who's seen Trips to Store with me on it knows that I love Fans Hobby stuff. I love their Super God Master Force line they're doing. I have the Stalker mold. I showed that off from TFCon, but I also have, the regular double dealer mode. This one's really, really cool. The fact that they engineered in a second robot mode is really cool because he has like a Decepticon robot mode where you flip out the wings and the robot head switches where it's not this one. It's one that has like the bird head around it. It's a purple face. That's really, really cool. And the legs transform a little bit to be a little different. And you can plug in the other Power Master. You can plug in Scar instead of Knock. But cool. I love it. It's a big chunky figure. The transformation's really, really intuitive and fun. And I love it.
So you put an Autobot symbol on there. Is it just that, or do you have a full Toyhax labels for it?
I do not have a full Toyhax label, but also there's got the Autobot label on there. But then, when you transform it, if I can get this off of here, you can flip it around, and then I've put a Decepticon label on it for when he's a Decepticon robot.
That's nice.
Yeah, I actually like a lot of times when it comes to masterpiece figures, especially ones like Fans Hobby where they don't have a whole lot of surface detail. I don't like to do the labels because I like kind of the more clean look. But I will throw Autobot and Decepticon labels on stuff a lot. Especially since I got them free while I was at TFCon. I think you guys gave them to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine are around somewhere. I've only used a couple. But I have one more thing to show off. It's another third-party figure I got while I was lost at sea. This is Unique Toys Challenger. This is a third-party masterpiece scale Optimus Prime from Last Night or Age of Extinction or whichever one. And I love it. Like, I kind of like the Knight design, but the figures have always been garbage. Like the official, like Hasbro figures were always crap. This, like, man, oh man, where are any of the car parts on this? Like, they are nowhere. There's no wheels hiding anywhere. It's like, you can see a little bit on the back, like smokestacks and stuff, but the way this thing transforms is out of this world. I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, yeah. Fantastic figure. Fantastic figure. And Charles, you'll appreciate this. You'll appreciate this. Hold on. He can turn his head around. And look. Now he has a mouth.
I
knew you'd love that, Charles. I knew you would love it. Why I had to show you. But
one week we should all show off an Optimus Prime that has a face, just to get him.
And I'll be like, I will be Optimus Prime in the movies, and I will say, "Give me your face." I'll grab all of them.
I mean, I'll be honest, when he's on display, I never put the face on there because I don't like Optimus Prime with the face either.
Right.
So the most I'm willing to go is like Cybertron Optimus Prime, where he has the mouth in the middle of the plate. That's it. That's all we do. But that's all I have for this week that I could find that I don't think I've shown off yet. I'm losing track. So hopefully next time I'll have more, but we'll see.
Okay, well, that's it for trips to the store. So let's move on with the rest of the show.
We now return to the Transmissions podcast.
Okay, last bit of the show is feedback. So let's see who sent us some feedback this week. First up, we've got a note from our friend Stuart on YouTube who sent another message. So, just when last week I was talking about in Trips to the Store, I showed off that X Brawn I had that was recovered from my brother after he no longer was interested in Transformers. And Stuart had a comment because he says, I feel you, Charles, but my brother unfortunately never outgrew his Transformers. His collection now puts mine to shame. He didn't need to send screenshots of certain Transformers pre-orders. I mean, come on, man. He's not even a Grimlock fan. So I'm guessing Stuart's brother has pre-ordered the Robeson Grimlock and is shoving it in his face. So sorry, Stuart. Maybe he'll let you play with it anyway, Stuart. That'll be some good brother bonding time. You'll enjoy that. All right. Also, we do have a voicemail, but I think I'll save that to the end. I did want to mention we got a lot of feedback from our Donatreons on the special announcement. Of course, we announced that we are selling a custom commissioned Transformers #1 from Skybound, and we announced that as a first to our Patreon, since they are the ones getting it for free, and then everyone else is you can buy it on our website. But we had a lot of comments from some of our longtime Donatrons. Cracktastic Classic, those are another podcast. We met up with them at TFCon Chicago last year. They said, "Congrats on 10 years. This is such an amazing announcement. So proud of you guys. Go Starscream." Tom Proscia, he's been with us for a long time. He's an awesome guy. And he's like, "Looks great and congrats on 10 years." Robin Hunt, another longtime Donatreon. "This is awesome. I'll re-up my monthly pledge. I'm still donating. So, and I paid a year in advance, but I'll re-up it to help out with the posted costs. Thanks again." So,
He's one of the UK Donatreon.
yeah.
Initially, they're going to be the only people in the UK that get the comic.
That's right. Super exclusive. Fat Rob, PHAT, not fat.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, Fat Rob, one of an awesome artist who sent us some of his artwork in the past.
Yeah, his art on the wall over there.
Yeah. And he says, "Congratulations on delivering the most informative and entertaining Transformers news, and thank you for the gift." And John Triclops says, "Booyah! Congrats on the anniversary, guys. Looking forward to my copy." So, yeah.
I didn't know Triclops from He-Man had a first name. Good to know. Or that he was a Patreon.
Out of everyone from Masters of the Universe, he would be the one that's interested in Transformers.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Him and Roboto.
I was going to say Roboto also.
Well, Roboto would like the Autobots, and Triclops would like the Decepticons.
I like to think that between battles and stuff, they just get together with their toys and sit there and play.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad all the Patrons are enjoying the news. Yeah, I mean, we we definitely really appreciate all the support over the years. It's because of them that we were able to get the funds to have the funds available to be able to do this. So we hope everyone enjoys this and enjoys getting this exclusive comic. And of course, everyone else, you can buy your copy at transmissionspodcast.com/comic. Very easy to find it there. Okay, now we do have a voicemail from some guy. I don't know if he's a listener, but well, we'll just play the voicemail. This is a guy named Daryl. And is this ringing a bell? Is any of our donations named Daryl?
No,
I'm bad with names, so no clue.
All right, let's hear it.
Hey guys, this is Daryl. You remember me? I just landed in Detroit, so I should be back sometime soon. Let's say next week. I hope you guys have been keeping the show running well without me. I tried tuning in, and you had John Paul on, and that's good because he's funny, and that's necessary. But I think I listened to the last show, and you guys had some problems with some of the toy news. You guys. I think I'm needed. It's necessary for me to be on this show now. I don't know. You guys are struggling with the toy news here, so I'm hoping to come back next week. Look for me there. Dr. Pants and myself are going to have to make some big bots shows, and then we're going to we'll do more stuff. All right. See you soon, boys. Bye.
What trouble? What are you talking about?
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, what was the trouble with the toy news? Wasn't that is he talking about the one I was on last? Because I don't think
he's probably talking about the ones where it's just me and Charles.
Oh, okay.
Well, even when he's here, he doesn't collect any of the links or plan any of the topics. He just comes in and says, "Okay, I'm here. I'm ready to talk."
Like, I'm the talent.
Wait. Am I supposed to be doing work before I come on the podcast? Am I supposed to be collecting links? I am so sorry.
No. If you would like to, we wouldn't turn down the suggestions. Okay. But yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Daryl is sorely missed.
Yeah, we do miss we miss our toy guy, Daryl. Come on, Daryl. Come back.
I miss to do the metric conversions.
And I miss competition during trips to the store. I mean, who's fighting for that top spot? I show up and he's not here. It's like, oh, it's mine now.
Yep. All right. Well, that's all our feedback for this week. So that takes us to the end of this episode of Transmissions. As always, at the end of every show, we give a shout out to our masterpiece donatrons. Those are the folks who continue to support us at our highest level on Patreon. And we really appreciate that. So that's why they give a shout out. They get a shout out in every episode. So thank you once again to John Forex Lemongood and Demon Tech 82. We really appreciate your support, and you guys are awesome. And Dr. Pants, you are also awesome. Thank you again for joining us this week. So why don't you tell everyone where they can find your stuff online? And I think I can see that link already for Rodimus.
I put it in the YouTube just so that way people can find it. And also, thank you, but you're awesome. You guys are fantastic. Thank you as always for having me on. Yeah, I mean, the link tree is in the show notes. If you're listening to this on audio or if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it right there. But we are at Rodimus. It's me and my friends. We're mostly a YouTube channel, but we are on all the social media, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. We mostly just do fun gaming things and dumb, fun videos, music videos, all that stuff. We did just post a couple of TikToks yesterday because we were actually filming a short horror film. So we are... that is my partner Lambo. That is one of his big passions. We got a bunch of our friends to do that, and that should actually be going up on YouTube once it's all edited together. So you can check that out then. But for right now, there's plenty of content out there. we are going into our 8th year here coming up, or maybe it's 9th. I don't know. I can't count. So, but yeah, just check us out. There's plenty of stuff there.
All right.
Awesome.
And thank everyone else out there for watching and listening for each episode. So we really appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool Transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our Transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.